Witam Was w kolejnym odcinku z gry Aether Iron. Z tej strony Wilczek, jeżeli możecie zostawcie łapkę w górę pod tym odcinkiem. Będzie mi bardzo miło zobaczyć. Również będzie mi bardzo miło zobaczyć od Was subskrypcję na kanale. Oczywiście, jeżeli ta gra bądź inne, które nagrywam bądź w przyszłości, mam zamiar nagrywać, Wam się spodoba. Na wszelki wypadek zrobię jeszcze save'a. Podjedziemy tu. Mając nadzieję, że się nie pojawi żaden szlaban.
I'm caught up in daydreams of an afternoon at the shooting hall when a dealer storms past me.
I said careful, you ninny. Don't come back until you've cooled off that thick head. You all right, miss?
I'm fine, pal. Barely even grazed me.
Apologies. We've been dealing with a hard customer. Everyone's on edge.
That bad, huh? Surprised your bouncers haven't already dragged them out for a chat. The man's jaw pops, straining through a barrage of knee-jerk epithets until his tone comes out clean.
She's from the uppers. We can't afford to touch her without good cause. I'd pay good money for someone else to clear her out.
Przyjmijmy zlecenie.
You serious about that offer?
If you pull it off and survive, I'll hand it to you personally.
The clink of glasses, the murmur of voices, the clack of balls against felt tables. All of it slows as I enter the hall and see a coat dyed in shades of midnight. My client had said she was from the uppers. He hadn't mentioned she was a blacktail. She's got her opponent cornered, sinking shot after shot to a rhythmic rap-tap-tap. Before long, there's only one ball left in her sights. She ends it perfectly.
And that's 5. Nah, I'm not interested in pennies. You've seen the clowns running around Coney Island, eh? Do your best impression, and we're square.
Despite a friendly slap on the back, the man views the marker like it's the end of her rifle. He swallows and paints his cheeks bright red, joining a defaced and fleeced crowd. The does might rule Dreamland, but Blacktail mercenaries are Uppers predators. They say some baronies pay a king's ransom to keep them in their corner, and I've just walked into one's den.
Who else wants a turn? Race to 3, cash to whoever beats me. Penalty to whoever doesn't.
I'm game. I could always use the pocket change.
Beauty. Name's Regina. Grab a stick. Not that one. The weight's off. Second to the right. Don't skimp on the chalk.
The Blacktail's as friendly as a retriever, sipping booze and chatting between shots, but my neck hairs remain pointed. Her gun's well used and she holds her cue like it's a saber. Best keep her in a good mood.
Dobra, zapytaj co tu robi czarny ogon.
Don't see many of you around. What brings a blacktail all the way to the lowers? I thought your group mostly operated in the uppers and overseas.
My crew has a contract. Some baron afraid of a little girl poaching his subjects. We're to deliver a message.
To jest chyba nawiązanie do, nie wiem, do skrótu S.S.O, bez O, ale wiadomo o co chodzi. Walczyli na szpady prawdziwe, żeby im więcej szram się miało, tym wyższą rangę się zdobywało.
In Dreamland?
Nah, Baron Weiss is above that client's budget.
She sinks a red and white ball into the corner pocket, followed swiftly by a green and white orb.
I'm on standby. The Baroness demands someone always be available to handle the unexpected. My baby brother and I flipped for the honor. Winner leads the field trip. Loser minds the phones.
Czemu wybrała to kasyna?
Surprised you aren't partying it up in Pandemonium.
It's the same games, the same dealers, the same players, the same stakes as the original Pandemonium. They save novelty for the birthday bash.
Then why'd you come here? I doubt pool in the basement of a gambling hall is the most unique experience you've had. I take my shot, holding my breath until it bounces off the blacktail's ball into the pocket. She salutes me with her glass.
I like it here. It's cute. The players don't shirk from a challenge, and everything is on the table. It's raw competition you don't get enough of in the uppers. Too many moral codes and cat's paws.
Uważaj się na zapomniany przepis z Dreamlandu, by skłonić się do wyjścia. Spróbujmy. O, sukces.
I can't help but notice you've shaken down half the hall for their share of shirts and pocket watches. You get permission from management?
Why would I need to do that?
Dreamland's got rules around non-cash payouts. Anything past a handful and you've got to be employed by the establishment. She looks at me like I'm speaking Greek. The law's an old one, barely enforced enough to count, but it'd still be grounds to get rid of a player. I let her sit on it.
Ah, that's enough for today.
She sinks her last ball, slaps a wad of dough on the table, and stalks off to other hunting grounds. I pocket my winnings and go to collect the rest.
Ładnie. 50 dolców. Całkiem nieźle. Dobra. 5. Idziemy tu naokoło.
We approach a checkpoint. It
Wiedziałem.
looks serious.
2.
We're meant
Wejdź stąd. Czy pojedziesz górą jak ci... Nie. Oczywiście, że kurwa górą nie pojedzie, bo po chuj. Nie to misję chciałem. Chodźmy tu. Innego wyjścia nie mamy.
Pandemonium is the beating heart of human desire in the lowers. But while it promises the world, it'll take even more in return. Hopefully, Sophie's help doesn't come with the same set of strings.
Może nam zabrali kurwa papiery, żebyśmy mogli zapierdalać.
Gia, I'ma go stay with the cars. I'll meet you when you're done.
Why? Sophie's the one who wanted to meet.
She wants to meet you. I know all about Dreamland. They don't like rats on their marble floors. I walk in with you. They'll throw you out on your ass right next to mine.
I glance at the security guards by the door, already watching us intently. Their fiery eyes clash against Cress's watery blues. All right, sit tight. I'll be back soon.
Be careful, Gia. You can't trust those sparkly vultures.
A komu tu można ufać? Dobra. Zrobię zapis, bo jakbym musiał sobie posprawdzać, to by znowu...
The fountain's flush with enough coin to tempt any slots addict into
Coś mogę
taking a
znaleźć
dip.
tutaj.
I watch a twitchy-handed woman gaze longingly at its waters, under the security's watchful eye.
Weźmy monetę na
Zio
szczęście.
used to say, scrimp and save every advantage you can get for a rainy day. I rub a coin for luck and add it to the pool of spent wishes.
Mogę jeszcze
The
raz?
fountain's flush with enough. Let's hope this place hasn't worn.
Dobra, czyli nic wielkiego. Kość kasyna... Kość kasyna, kolejna
The
fontana.
fountains outside Pandemonium are a gaudy display. In a place like the
to co innego.
lowers, where ordinary people struggle to get clean water, these spew torrents of the stuff over a pool of filthy coins.
Przyjrzyj się monetom. Na styk.
A bright spot catches my eye and my hands dart into the water, emerging with a sparkling diamond engagement ring. I'm guessing this fountain didn't bring the wearer the luck they were hoping for.
Zatrzymaj go.
I slide the diamond into my pocket. If finding a penny brings good fortune, Picking a diamond out of a fountain must mean Lady Luck owes me a favor.
Ciekawe ile będzie warty. 40 dolców. Nie tak źle. Może będziemy... Może ktoś szuka go. Zagrajmy tutaj gościem
Oh
kasyna.
my. 68! I wish I could be as active as Mom at that age. Did you know she still makes all her weekly appearances? Why, I hear she'll be present at the...
Dobra, to co
Hello,
powiesz?
my friend. Test your hands in a game of nimbleness and daring. The name of the game is Snapdragon. All you gotta do is snatch a raisin from the jaws of the flaming brandy, and you win a prize.
Jasne.
What the hell? Deal me in. The dealer lights the glass. Blue and orange flames leap along the brim, but its looks are scarier than its bite. The flames only lick my palms as I pull free a warm and slightly sweetened raisin.
Congratulations! Say, you seem like a bold lady. If you liked that, there's plenty more coming, courtesy of Soap Jackson.
Soap? Marm knows someone else is running a racket on her doorstep?
No, Soap would never. She invited him to host her birthday bash, and it's not a Soap Jackson party if everyone's not having a ring-a-ding time.
To ja dostałem. Poza tym, że dostaliśmy ciepłe palce. Chyba nic. A coś tam niby zyskaliśmy. O panie. Jak tu oczojemnie.
Bright lights, loud sounds, potent smells. Pandemonium is as much a fortress as it is a casino, surviving even the fire that charred it to the bone. Marm simply rebuilt it, as big and gaudy as ever. It's a siren call to every sucker, but I don't make it 3 steps forward before I'm accosted.
Miss Giovanna, Miss Sulzer sends her warmest welcome. She's expecting you at her personal table on the 2nd floor.
Thanks, pal. I'll head up in a sec.
Oh, before you proceed upstairs, Miss Giovanna, we're accepting presents from Magdalene Weiss to celebrate her birthday. A gift is highly encouraged if one intends to use our facilities.
Not even the concierge's stone-cut face can hide the faintest ugly crack as he looks me over. But I've dealt with harder stiffs at the glass cage. I'll see what I can rustle up on short notice.
Dobra, zobaczmy co się... Ja mam iść... Tutaj chuj jest, tak powiem. Dobra, F5.
Crowds of
Racja.
somebodies loiter about, decked out in their finest for a chance to lose their shirts. Dreamland takes in every bored thrill seeker, but Pandemonium gets the deepest pockets.
No to nam wytrzasnęła. Rozmawiali.
Oh, come on! Only VIP holders get to play the...
Nic nie klikałem.
The effigy of Magdalene Marm Weiss graces me with her life story on a golden plaque. Orphan to Baron. Not a line dedicated to any of the dark deeds done to get there, though.
Racja.
Pandemonium's guards play 2 faces, hospitality and pest control. A goon flashes compensation vouchers at a table while his partner marches off a rowdy schmuck towards a closed door.
Pierdol. Dobry zapis, bo nie mogli spróbować pewnie ukraść coś.
The closer I get, the itchier my palms. There are more trophies and firepower here than in a dragon's hoard. Watchful eyes from security guards and curious glances from guests follow me up. Whoever I am, if I can visit Pandemonium, I've got to be someone who can afford the birthday tax.
A spróbujmy. Proszę bardzo.
The left hand makes a show of rifling my pockets while the right plunders the closest bauble. I lift up a necklace shiny enough to blind, hold for effect, and set it to rest in a gold box.
O, 5, ale mogę coś
The
jeszcze z tym?
closer I get, the ancient reptiles must...
Nie, nic z tym nie zrobię. Wszystko przygadane ty.
The light past the doorways blotted out by a hulking shadow. It gives me a wide grin.
Miss, Mom thanks you for your generosity.
He steps aside, and suddenly I'm a guest of honor. Staff members try to hit me with grins, stuff vouchers into my palms, and hustle me to open tables. I turn them down all for the second floor.
Are you trying to insult me, Miss Salzer?
A manila folder slaps the table like a white glove. The challenger locks eyes with the woman across from him, daring her to flinch or draw.
I've been doing business with Marm since before you could even stand up to her skirts. I've built half the streets you walk on, and you repay me by showing me this garbage.
We have other properties, of course. However, this offer is not an insult. Think of it as a token of Marm's esteem. A chance to get ahead of a gold rush. This property is awful, and some competitors have already backed out. What they've overlooked is that this is non-dock land. We're unable to add new islands to it, so we intend to add a beach.
A beach, eh? My wife and I recently visited one of the Uppers beaches to get away from the Coney Island mobs. But you know Uppers folk. They quibble about social propriety, but we can't here.
Nic nie ma, tylko mogę z nią
You
pogadać.
seem quite passionate. How would you see a beach, then, for honest locals like us? Not the tourists. Giovanna! It's been an age!
She beams at me with a swell of sentimentality. Before I can process it, she rises and sweeps me into a hug like we're long-lost sisters.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you. But I'm afraid you're early. I told you, open bidding for Steeple Boardwalk doesn't begin until tomorrow.
What? She's bidding too.
She is. Giovanna's new money. A change of pace from the usual competitors. What was it you wanted the boardwalk for again? You made it sound quite ambitious.
Spektakularnego.
I was thinking I'd cover the whole square in lights. Maybe build a Ferris wheel and run some air shows. Hire some stunt flyers from the uppers to run shows daily.
Well, well. Good luck, because you won't be doing that on Steeple. Miss Salzer, I've made up my mind. Send the paperwork to my people for review.
He leaves the table with a victorious smile and a head full of plans. But his smile's got nothing on Sophie's.
Well done. Thank you, darling. That man has been exhausting to deal with.
Domyśliłem się.
Uh-huh. Any truth to this gold rush?
No more than anywhere else. It will be beautiful once he cleans up the trash and patches the cracks. And the locals are nice. If you pay well enough.
Drążmy dalej te wyjaśnienia.
So you're just looking out for the community.
No, but it's certainly a bonus. We get someone else to tidy the island, the locals make money, and Mr. Schultz will eventually turn a profit. Everyone wins.
Panie, tylko czemu znowu mi to samo
She
przeskoczyło?
hooks my arm in hers and leads me to the table. Along the way, I spot her enforcer by the stairs, and black and gold-clad staff milling about the floor. Not worried about eavesdroppers?
This is my table, which makes it the house's table. Anyone who's fond of their ears will give us privacy, or learn to live without one.
Interesujące.
All right. enough of the pleasantries. Apollo said you'd know how to get into Marm's vault.
Yes, I'm sure our tall, dark, and fiery-tempered friend has told you all about me. But I've never met you.
That's my line. You're Marm's right-hand woman. How do I know you aren't looking to double-cross us and get a free ticket to the top?
Because, quite simply, there are far less complicated ways to destroy the underground and take my place in Dreamland than a Machiavellian heist.
She gathers the cards, shuffling them as easily as she breathed.
Do you play Kill the King?
Nie. Nawet nie wiem, co to jest.
I've played a few rounds. Why?
Just a friendly game. You can learn a lot about a person from how they play.
Interesujące.
And what's this friendly game going to cost?
Twoje nubsko.
How about a secret? Losers share something they've never told anyone else. We deal in a lot of currencies in Dreamland, but few are as valuable as information.
Przypomnij zasady.
What rules are we using?
Crown reversal, to keep things simple. Every round, we pick a card to duel. Queen beats king, jack beats queen. Numbers that add up to 10 or more beat jack. And aces beat everyone except the king.
Może będę musiał sobie to zapisać. Dobra. Królowa bije króla. Walet bije królową. Liczby, których suma daje 10 lub więcej, biją waleta, a asy biją wszystko oprócz króla. Dobra, czyli król... Tak. Asy pokonują wszystko poza królem. Króla bije Królowa zabija króla, walet zabija królową, a wszystko powyżej 10 zabija waleta. Może zapamiętam.
First woman to 10 wins.
Co mówią jej karty?
You said you learn a lot about someone from how they play.
You see, an aggressive player might be risk-friendly, while a defensive player only makes safe deals. The most pleasant person might have a horrible temper while under stress. Or they simply prefer number cards. Like me.
Właśnie nową talię.
Hold up. If we're playing, I want a fresh deck.
A new deck? Really, Giovanna? Do you distrust me that much already?
Would you trust you? She inhales softly, rolling her eyes playfully while she signals a staff member. The decks are swapped, and a shuffled hand is passed across the table. We trade blows across a polished table. King versus king, numbers versus queen, numbers versus numbers.
I thought Eli's killer would be a little taller.
Same to you. Apollo said he had a mole. Wasn't expecting Marm's second. We peer over our cards. Sophie's poker face is as calm as a lake. I see if I can make ripples.
Zagrajmy karty z liczbami.
A 7 and a 4. I take her jack and add a point to my pile. You want to trade reps? Let's start with yours. The Benedict Casino, the Juno Silk Heist, the disappearance of Dropper Brody. Any of that true?
Now. No one's ever proven that Dropper and I have even been in the same room.
Ace and King of Hearts. I hand her my ace.
You know, I played Mr. Valentine in that very chair. He was Mom's favorite gentleman criminal and excellent at cards.
Excellent at getting himself shot, too.
But the Madrigals weren't to your taste? I hear they made out quite well after a run-in with 8 Shot. So well, they've stopped taking work from us to focus on a new venture.
Her 7 and 10 mob my jack. I watch her fingers worry along the edges of a card. 1 jack's left. How many aces and kings?
Your history. Valentine Eli. I wonder, what does H. Randazzo want with Dreamland? Are you looking to add another Baron to your dashboard?
Look, Sophie. Do I look like a bloodthirsty sadist to you? I'm a smuggler. I'm not here for some vendetta. I'm just a gal looking to get paid. I take a chance on King of Clubs. She clubs me with a queen. Jack of Spades. Sophie gracefully hands me a queen. What's your angle? You aren't just Marm's second. You saved her life.
You sound suspicious.
Because it doesn't add up. A fire nearly takes Marm out with her casino. They don't catch the culprit, but they see you pulling Marm to safety. A few weeks later, she names you her heir. We slide our cards forward, locking edges. From where I'm standing, you're either throwing away a comfy life, or you're planning an upgrade.
Oh, which one I want is no secret. I want what the Underground wants.
Her card scratches my glove as we flip. Ace takes numbers. We continue firing cards at each other. Sophie shoots down my card and the next, building a tidy sum of points on her side of the table. A few more hands like this and she'll sweep.
Uszczaj przewagi. Udało się.
Zio Alfonso never played an honest game in his life. And I see Sophie holding her cards the same way he did. 2 cards layered flush against each other. Your hand's looking a little stacked. Grab an extra card?
Oh, well, look at that. It must have happened during our last hand.
Uh-huh. Your casino's gotta have rules for that. Forfeit or penalty?
Since we're close to the end, let's call it a penalty and strike a point from my pile. Shall we?
1 point's good enough to tip the board. Luck comes back to my side of the table. For every hand she grabs, I take back 2, narrowing the gap. We throw down our final cards. My queen kills her king.
Well, beautiful game, darling. As much as it pains me to admit it. Now then, shall we settle up? What secret of mine do you wish to know?
Podziemie.
All right, cards on the table. How's the heiress of one of the biggest baronies in the lowers fall in with an anti-baron group?
Believe it or not, Apollo, dear. You see, even barons are susceptible to jet-setting Playboy movie stars. He said he was here to location scout, and Marm told me to ensure he had a good trip. A whirlwind night, a few close calls, and an intensely honest conversation later, we realized we had a few things in common.
Głównie pewnie łóżko.
A taste for silks and pricey liquor?
Those two, but I can enjoy that in other company. Far less often I find someone who agrees on how Dreamland could be better. And Apollo's passion can be quite infectious. When he isn't pretending to be dopey-eyed or threatening to burn everything down.
Anyway, if you're satisfied, maybe we can talk about the job. Starting with how we're getting to the vault.
Of course. We'll need information. Fortunately, everything we need is right below.
She waves a gloved hand over the railing, directing my gaze to the bustle below. No wonder she'd seen me coming. The whole floor's laid bare like pieces on a chessboard.
No one cares if you gawk. Everyone knows the house is always watching.
The view's dizzying. 1,000 sounds and images and characters play out. But before I can pick which one to follow, something snuffs them out. Hushed silence steals through pandemonium, like a reaper through a dying town. Sophie, what's going on?
The queen of the house. You've arrived just in time to see how she works.
Podnieśmy się trochę. Tak chętnie będzie.
Every one
Ochrona.
of Marm's goons is wearing iron and muscle under pressed suits, but none of them make crowds part faster than the Dreamland doe walking the floor. I thought Pandemonium was yours.
It's Mom's. I simply manage it for her. She owns everything in Pandemonium, including every dear heart on payroll.
2 armies hired by cash and devotion. We're not leaving with Marm's money without a fight. Who's handling Marm's loot?
Matzi Brothers Moving Company. A local group. Marm has an exclusive contract with them to move items from the hall to the vault. One of the very few people allowed to lay even a finger on her wealth without a trip to the underline.
The cart's barely enough to make a molehole in Marm's hoard. How are we going to clear out the whole vault?
A kto ci każe wszystko wynieść?
Part poisonous viper, part soothing vixen. Magdalene Weiss is an ancient dragon in the lowers. Beauty, elegance, and deadliness hold her above her age and the masses.
Hello, my darling
Boże.
guests. I trust you are all enjoying your stay. I
Cholera,
walked through
demon,
these
co ty tu
halls,
robisz?
and do you know what I saw? Full pockets, smiles, eager for the chase, and then the rest of you.
The aged baron's laugh is a silky rumble vibrating off cavernous walls.
Now, I ask you to pause your games for a little diversion. A game between myself and one of my beloved dolls. Elizabeth, say hello.
The young woman on the platform waves as she enters the arena. Sharp uniform, polished goggles, muscles raring for a fight. She jabs a finger at some sap at the slot machines.
Hey, you with the gross toy! Get your greasy paws off the level while Mom's talking. This is a prime entertainment.
Ah, you see how protective she is, and so confident. Some of you must already be familiar with her achievements. The Dreamland Hippodrome, the Schuster Cup, and of course, the surprise conquest of Belmont Castles.
It's a moment out of a greeting card. The elderly baron's hand on her adopted daughter's shoulder. An indulgent smile on her face, but the borders are dark. Lizzie's shoulders tighten as she takes her seat.
To się dzieje często?
These card shows happen often? Or this a special occasion?
Both. You see, we all get a turn in that chair. It's about quality time with Marm and showing off to her guests. But Lizzie's in the hot seat. Castles was supposed to become another lieutenant's territory until Lizzie took it. And now Marm's in one of her moods.
What? She's mad the wrong doe took it? What does it matter who gets the job done? It's still Dreamland's banners going up.
The problem, Giovanna, is that Lizzie didn't get permission. Marm will call it triumph in the headlines, but she'll never allow Lizzie to get away with overstepping her. It sets a bad precedent.
To jest szansa,
Who
Lizzie.
would you put money on?
Are you asking me for a bet?
I couldn't afford your rate. I just want to know if your sister's got a shot.
Then I'll do you a favor and spare your wallet. No, not in the slightest.
Obejrzyjmy go.
The slow draw of cards. The Sato voices calling their bets. The friendly facade splits into bloodshed with their opening hands. First hand, Lizzie throws a valiant play. Marm slaps it down with ease. Second hand, Lizzie tries another angle. Marm cuts her off, carving through Lizzie's chips and pride. The doe's more prey than night. By the fifth hand, her hands weaken, from bold to timid. Fingers dance between cards indecisively. I can feel her desire to retreat from here.
Call or fold, girl?
I call.
I tear my eyes off them. I didn't come here to watch a beating. Sophie said the intel we need is below. All I gotta do is find it. Every patron holds their breath, but there's not a quiver of fear. Their ghoulish smiles spread, mouths slavering in anticipation. The crowd's a sea of bloodlust. I break them into individual numbers in my head. Too many bodies break between us, the vault and the exit. Pandemonium got any slow days?
It's near Marm's birthday, so no. The celebration is a weeks-long affair. We have tourists coming in from all over the world, and it's only going to get busier the closer we are to the big day.
So, we need to find a way to get them out of the way. The hall holds its breath for the final blow. A full house coming down on a meager high card.
Over already? My, what a game! Don't you agree, Elizabeth?
Sure was. You were amazing, Marm.
The crowd applauds, taken in by the heartwarming display. The bustle returns to the hall. Tables fill with smiles and vices, but Marm and Lizzie remain on the platform. Baron Magdalene Weiss turns her razor-sharp gaze towards the balcony. I'm caught, staring down the maw of the beast, but I'm not the intended target.
Excuse me, Giovanna. I need to see what Marm wants.
Think she's on to us?
I doubt it. If anyone checks my appointments, all they should see is I was meeting an old friend of no importance. On that note, please avoid drawing attention until I'm back.
She disappears with the flutter of her cape. Despite what she says, my eyes follow her down to the ground floor. Maybe I should listen in.
Wiadomo. Nadpiszmy. I spróbujmy posłuchać. Nie się udało. Tak, niewiele brakuje.
If information's currency, I need every bit I can get. My silent steps follow Sophie's trail and come out near a stairwell. Nearby crowds have scattered, but Sophie smooths her cloak of armor and walks into the den.
Marm! Lizzie! Excellent game as always. Can I tempt either of you into a drink at the bar? On me, of course. Frida's developed a delicious new cocktail that does wonders as a refresher.
Ah, Sophia, you are too kind. How is someone to grow without constructive criticism, You watched our game. What did you think of Elizabeth's play towards the fifth hand?
I strain my ears and catch something that doesn't belong. I scramble back into the doorway, seconds before a doe and her lightly clacking heels pass by.
Well, Lizzie, simply put, you weren't aggressive enough.
Weren't aggressive enough? Are you going blind?
My eyes work quite well, which is why I saw what most of the hall did. You second-guessing your cards. You knew the rules of the day. You were told to sell a complete loss, but you nearly blew the show over a moment of ego.
Fantastic! You see? Even Sophia sees it. Oh, but don't look so sour. There's always room for improvement. Next time, you will not hesitate to follow the rules, yes?
No, Mom. It won't happen again.
Her face is hot enough to tint her goggle lenses red. She spits fire at the only target she has.
Thanks a lot, Princess.
She races off, slamming the doors behind her. It could have been an act of rage or a cry for help, but Marm's already dismissed her for her other daughter. All it takes is a gesture, and Sophie lends Marm her ear. All it takes are whispered words, and Sophie's whole body becomes a frozen lake. I'm left to wonder as I hurry back to my seat. A few minutes later, Sophie returns. Despite her calm face, her movements are choppy. Looked serious down there. What did Marm want?
Patrol, and it can't wait.
Sophie, you can't just take off. We weren't done talking.
Well, hurry up then. We'll chat on the road. Think of it as a guided tour.
Jest, mamy nowy poziom. Kończmy rozmowę w takim razie.
So, where's this
Odblokujmy Sofię
guided
jako
tour
postać.
taking us?
Don't look so suspicious. We're simply making a quick visit to the downtown exchange. The place where, for the right price, everything your heart desires can be bought, sold, or bartered.
Kontynuuj.
Have you visited?
Nie.
Not since my 21st birthday.
My. That has been a while. You'll find it's changed a bit.
Cress is where she said she'd be, sitting with the cars and scaring off snooty valets. I feel like I'm stepping onto an icy river as Cress and Sophie trade appraising looks.
Sophie?
Indeed. Miss Carter, correct? A pleasure to finally meet you, darling. I've heard so much about you.
Then you should already know. I don't give away information as freely as whoever you're gossiping with.
I feel the warning crack beneath the ice. I thought we were in a hurry. Their problem?
Not at all. We're simply getting to know each other, aren't we?
Yeah, sure. I figure I've got your number.
Sophie dołącza do ekipy, negocjatorka. Sophie jest obdarzoną sumieniem miłośniczką dobrej zabawy. To skomplikowana kobieta, która uwielbia luksus, ale zarazem pragnie, by wszystkim wokół żyło się lepiej. Sprytna, czarująca i rezolutna, działa jako prawa ręka damy. Wozy, coupé, sedany, pick-upy, atrybuty, kombinatorstwo i pomyślunek. Nie będzie chyba trzeba zamontować w pomysł, zainwestować w pomyślunek. Ale to w następnym odcinku. Tu się z wami pożegnam, trzymajcie się ciepło i papa.